An eventful week for wrestling world this week, and moments we will not forget. And it's not over yet. So what lies in store for the WWE heading into the week of February 3rd? This is something we'll cover. And now, let's get to the show. This is Wrestling Rundown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling Rundown. I am your host, Jason. Today, Gary nor Corey will be able to join us due to family matters. So I'm gonna give it a shot and go it alone today. As you can tell, I'm not in their normal studio setting, just because I want to get this done, and it's got to get up. So, first off, we're gonna start off with Friday Night Smackdown, episode 702. We're going to begin our coverage of Smackdown with Del Rio. He's in the parking lot in which we can only assume to be waiting for the Big Show. But we'll get to that later. A lot more in store. In the ring, we have several competitors, and among them are the Great Khali, Randy Orton, Team Hell No, and Sheamus. Much to my surprise, Jack Swagger makes his return since leaving 5 months ago to take some personal time off, and according to him, I think he said, see where his life is going. Ziggler and his posse are, of course, out at ringside because this has to do with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And more or less, Ziggler goes, I'm going to sit back and wait for the opportunity to strike. I kind of agree with that. It sounds like a game plan. Obviously, I would take the approach of telling you when I cash it in, but this is Ziggler, he's a heel, and, you can't really do anything about that. But we do find out that Del Rio will have a match with Ziggler for our main event. Our opening bout is a tag team match that will see Team Hell No taking on the team of Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. The high-flying duo is back together again after a long time. A couple months, just a long time without seeing Mysterio. You don't usually see Mysterio in WWE much anymore due to the fact that he keeps getting injured, and Sin Cara, he's always on injury reserve. But they're back together. I thought the match went very well. Despite a stale beginning, the match did take off nearing the middle of the match, and I was pleased with the performance by each competitor. Rey Mysterio wins the match, and the High Flyers prove that they still have it in them. Our following match is a singles match between Khali and Jinder Mahal. Khali won the match. Nothing too special. Very short match. It was just one of their filler matches, more or less. And I guess they just needed it to fill the time. Hence the term filler match. But you get my point. Excuse me. We find out before this upcoming match that that Team Rhodes Scholars will be dissolved of, and they will not be together anymore. Basically, what they're going to do is they're just going to support each other from now on, but we all know where these things go. And they're going to pursue their singles career. So, what comes of this, I do not know. I think it's a very, very interesting move by the WWE. But we'll get to that in the Hot Topics section. Up next, Sheamus takes on Damien Sandow, who recently dissolved his tag team status. And he's in a rematch from Raw. This is not the tables match. This is just a singles match, for those of you who do not follow. The match would never end fairly as the Shield would attack Sheamus. I'm tired of this happening. this was just a one-off, rematch, and the Shield really has nothing to do with either of them. Yes, Sheamus attacked them on Monday Night Raw. I guess, yeah, maybe you can get a little revenge from that. But I say the Shield sticks to Monday Night Raw because Friday Night SmackDown, it's not the flagship show like Raw is. You're gonna get more. You're gonna get more pop and recognition on their flagship show Raw than you're gonna have over here on SmackDown. It just doesn't, work out fairly. But who knows when this tirade's gonna end? You just can't really predict that. I guess it's really whenever McMahon feels like they've done enough. But at this point, I don't know. Our following match is another singles match where Randy Orton will take on Wade Barrett. This match was not as well done as I would have expected it to be. If the match was just a little longer and each competitor had the same amount of, performance time, meaning, each one of them had equal movesets and, pulled all their moves off, this match was just too short for me. They're two great competitors, but, and a mid-card match like this, it should have been a little longer than most. Just because of that reason, and the WWE, they shouldn't have spent much time last night on what happened on Raw and all that other crap, so I can't really change that, but maybe they can. But in the end, Randy Orton does win the match. We move on to our next match. Kofi Kingston goes one-on-one with the returning Jack Swagger. Swagger is performing very well, and he did not miss a beat during this match. All I can say is welcome back, Swagger. God, I can't do that. No, not welcome back, Swagger. Swagger's, oh God. I just have a difficult time putting swag in a sentence. No. Kofi did a good job, but cannot get the job done, and he lost to Swagger. We wrap up our SmackDown coverage with, we do, our main event. Del Rio goes toe-to-toe with Dolph Ziggler. Match very, very exciting. In the end, Ziggler taps out and Del Rio wins. Now, before the night was out, Del Rio did win the match, but Ricardo Rodriguez was not on ringside, and did not even announce Del Rio's entrance like he usually does. Big Show did arrive earlier, and Del Rio would go after him, but Big Show would get away in a car. Big Show returns to arena. He has Ricardo, and basically punches his lights out, and the night ends with Del Rio going backstage and and Del Rio calling for the doctors, and we don't know what's going to happen with Ricardo, if he's out on storyline now, or if they want to give him his wrestling status back. This is not something I know of. We're going to move on to our Hot Topics section. Hot Topics. Yeah, this is a very short episode today. I'm alone. Hot Topics, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Team Hell No. Not Hell No. Rhodes Scholars. They have recently not broken up, but parted ways. In a good way, I guess. They said they're just going to go support each other. Damian Sandow comes up with a pretty interesting quote going, walk behind me, walk in front of me and I may not follow. Walk behind me and I may not lead. But walk beside me and be my friend. That, I related to that. I thought that was very appropriate for a quotation. It was just something that makes you think a little. But like I said, I don't know if WWE is going a different direction with this and saying, Team Rhodes Scholars is gone, which means they can't hunt for the title anymore. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if they dissolved and they're going to come back together within a few weeks. I don't know about this. But if they don't come back together, what's going to happen is you're either going to have to, turn Team Hell No heel and have the High Flyers win the titles, which is basically what they're in the hunt for. Or what you gotta do is you gotta bring in a couple of these other tag teams that aren't doing anything to face Team Hell No, maybe win, maybe lose, and just keep that going. But that's about it. And that's the only directions you can go in on those kind of things. We move on to our next hot topic, Undertaker. It is questionable whether he will make WrestleMania this year. What WWE believes is he will. I mean, if he's still got something left in the tank, he will be there. And I believe he will be there. So don't get me wrong on that. I'm not saying he's not going to be there. He should be there. It's almost but confirmed now. But there's still that little, disbelief, I guess you can say. Other than that, that's about it. That's all we have for you. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Wrestling Rundown. We will all be back on Tuesday for Wrestling Rundown, our Raw edition. And while I have you, don't go anywhere yet. Next week on Wrestling Rundown, all next week, Tuesday and Saturday, is Viewer's Choice. What this consists of is, what would you like us to do? There have been 2 polls released on Wrestling Rundown's Facebook. And I would like you to go over there and answer that at facebook.com/wrestlingrundown. Please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I would just put the links in the description box and you'll know where to go. Guys, thank you for watching. Till Tuesday, this is Jason and this is Wrestling Rundown.